Happy Mother's Day to everyone. The songs that we picked today may not necessarily be sung straight to a mother or from a mother to a child, but they all have to do with that unconditional love and the mothering that we get from every area of life if we're open to it. Anyway, here we go. They think that I'm talking foolish. You heard that I'm wild and I'm free. They wonder how I can promise you now this love that I feel for you always will be. But you're not just time that I'm killing. Strolling with those guys. As sure as I live, this love that I give is gonna be yours till the day that I die. Oh, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, I'll tell you again and again, I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. They say time can take a toll on a body, makes a young girl's brown hair turn gray. I don't care, I ain't in love with your hair, and if it all fell out, well, I love you anyway. They say time can play tricks on a memory, make people forget things they knew. Well, it's easy to see, it's been happening to me. I've already forgotten everyone but you. Oh, darling, I'm gonna love you forever, forever and ever, amen. As long as old men sit and talk about the weather, as long as old women sit and talk about old men, if you wonder how long I'll be faithful, well, listen to how this song ends. I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, amen. I said I'm gonna love you forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, amen.
Yay! Jim's back with us. We're so glad. Technology is on our side today. We're
You
so
bet.
grateful. Good
Happy to
morning,
be here.
everyone. Happy Mother's Day. My name is Reverend Cheryl Myers, and Dr. Jim Goldstein is with us on the keyboard today and the vocals. And I wanted to point out to you these flowers. I went over to the campus yesterday, and our campus is so gorgeous. And we've also had some angels called Keith and Carrie who have started planting some beautiful flowers at the entrance and around the peace pole. Thank you, Keith and Carrie. And I went behind the sanctuary to that lovely sidewalk area where the hostas grow, and the azaleas are in full bloom. They're so beautiful. And so here we have some lavender. Remember that beautiful peach color and the rose. So I just felt like I just wanted to bring those to this time together this morning to celebrate moms and to celebrate beauty in the world. So let's take a deep breath. And if you feel comfortable, just gently close your eyes and let's begin our time together in prayer. And so take 2 deep breaths. And just begin to feel yourself settling in for this time together. And as we breathe, we just feel the aliveness in our bodies. We feel the alertness in our mind. And in this aliveness, in this present moment awareness, let us set an intention to be blessed by this time together in spiritual community, heart to heart. For even though we are not meeting in person on this special day, we feel our heart connection so strongly because we are one and nothing can separate us truly. So we breathe into that awareness and into the intention that we are setting this morning. And may you feel our love on this side as we share from our hearts the music and the message. And so we just take one more deep breath. And for this time together, we are so blessed and so grateful. And so it is. Amen. So, as always, we have some transformational opportunities this morning. And if you are not receiving our Friday afternoon online newsletter, please just let us know if you would like to by sending your email address to admin@unityofgaithersburg.org. So we are continuing the suspension of our in-person activities here at Unity of Gaithersburg through May 17th. So during that time, please check our Facebook page, our newsletter, and our website to keep current on everything that's happening. Let's come be happy together. Last week, we had the unveiling of our Wednesday afternoon Hump Day Happy Hour, and we had so much fun as our host, Mike Vandy and Pam Mills, just led us in just having fun. And so they have agreed to continue to host for this week's Hump Day Happy Hour. And remember, it starts at 5 o'clock and lasts until 6. And this is just a time of community connection and lighthearted fun. And I think there could be a game this week. So this is just going to be just great. So hope to see you this Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock on Zoom. Please let us know also if you're interested in co-hosting it. That would be great. I'm going to continue to post live moments of reflection videos on our Facebook page. So look for those. Our Zoom community chats are continuing on Sunday afternoons from 4 to 5:30. And this is for those who would like to come together, just kind of check in and have spiritual conversation. Today's topic is who has loved and nurtured you? Who has loved and nurtured you? And please bring their picture if you can, and or an anecdote about the ways they have uplifted you. And we would love to have that sharing today with you. And so click on the meeting link found in our newsletter or on the event posted on our Facebook page in order to attend. Can't wait to see you there. And we're still collecting pictures of all of our members, new folks, and anyone who considers themselves to be a part of our community until every empty chair in our sanctuary has an individual image of our dear ones. And we're getting there. We're getting there. Again, I was there yesterday and printed some more pictures, and we've got a few more. So if you would like to be included in this, we'd love to have your loving image and presence and energy in our sanctuary right now. So please send your picture to our admin office at admin@unityofgaithersburg.org. Spread the word, spread the word. Our annual Spiritual Education and Enrichment Week, SEE, is coming up May 31 through June 5th. And due to COVID-19 protocols, we're offering all 8 classes and special activities such as Qigong classes and a Thursday night celebration, all online via Zoom. Our seasoned faculty is Reverend Tony Fish, who's teaching prosperity and conversation skills. Reverend Kelly Isola is bringing her wisdom to teaching meditation practices and healing and wholeness. Reverend Olgan Holder is teaching Metaphysics 3 and the wisdom of the Enneagram. And our Jane McCarthy is bringing us Bible interpretation of Hebrew scriptures. What a fantastic lineup. Check out our new video on our Facebook page and register today. Don't miss this week of learning, growth, and reflection. And lastly, on May 31st, I will be joined with Reverend Kelly Isola and Reverend Olgan Holder on YouTube for the Sunday service. I'm so excited about that. The message that day is entitled Ask the Ministers. This is a very fun Sunday where we will each share our reflections on the questions you have sent us to answer. So if you would like to have a spiritual question answered that Sunday, send it to me, minister@unityofgaithersburg.org. This is a great way to hear different perspectives from ministers in Unity and will be our official launch to SEE Week. Thank you for your input, and we'll hope to get to all the questions we can. So thank you for that. All right, so let's please center ourselves as we reflect together on the daily word. Today's focus is Mother's Blessing. And the affirmation is, I am a gracious giver and receiver of motherly love. Today, I celebrate mothers everywhere, biological mothers, adoptive mothers, my mother, women who are trailblazers, caregivers, mentors, and mothers to the masses. I celebrate Mother Nature in all her glory and the divine feminine as a dimension of my true nature. Motherly spiritual qualities contribute to peace, healing, and joy in the world and in my life. In this moment, I pause to reflect on a time when I gave comfort to a child. Perhaps I listened, hugged, or shared encouraging words. I call to mind memories of when I felt nurtured, held, or supported by someone else. The act of mothering is so important. It blesses and uplifts us and has us recognize how loved and valued we truly are. On this Mother's Day, I am grateful for feminine spiritual qualities enriching my life and the lives of my family and friends. I remember to be a gracious giver and receiver of motherly love. And from Genesis chapter 17, verse 6, she will be blessed and give rise to nations. And now, let us pause for meditation by hearing Jim lead us in the song, All is Well.
As I close my eyes and the world disappears, I can feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all my fears, and I hear a gentle voice calling, all is well, all is is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well.
So once again, let us take 2 deep breaths. And then begin to gently follow the movement of the breath as it moves in and out. And just gently close your eyes if you haven't already, and allow wherever you're seated to fully support a tall spine and a relaxed body. And just gently rest your hands in your lap comfortably. Following the movement of the breath, moving in and out. Noticing that as you inhale, the belly rises, and as you exhale, the belly falls. Just gently focus your attention on that rising caused by each inhale. Each exhale. Follow the whole cycle of the breath, moving in and moving out. And if the mind is distracting that focus, it's fine. It's what the mind does. Just gently and compassionately, without judgment, if you can, just shift your focus back to the movement of the breath, moving in and moving out. And I invite you now to shift your focus of the breath, moving in and out of your heart space. So just breathe into your heart. Breathe out from your heart. And if it helps you to focus on that movement of the breath in and out of your heart, you can gently place your hand over your heart. And feel the warmth of your hand if you have it there. And just gently move the breath in and out of your physical heart space. The heart is where the wellspring of divine love lives within us. And this morning, we celebrate and we honor those who have shared their love with us, who have shared their nurturing quality with us as a result of the divine love they are. And so as we breathe in and out of our heart, I just invite you to bring to mind someone in your life who you feel has loved and nurtured you. This week, we have celebrated teachers and we've celebrated the service of nurses. People, regardless of whether they're male or female, often in our lives have loved and nurtured us, have taken gentle, kind care of us. And so I just invite you to just bring someone who has taught you, who has loved you, who has seen you, heard you, called forth your beautiful spirit in any way on your life journey. Just bring them into your heart right now, into your heart of love. And imbue that image with the love in your heart and with gratitude. Gratitude for their willingness to share the love that they are with you and the world. Gratitude for any way they might have taught us or just shared some wisdom with us from their heart. Someone who has showed up for us, been a presence of caring and compassion for us, to us. And so we just bring this person into our heart, or maybe there's many people, or if no one comes to mind to you this morning, bring our Earth Mother to your heart, for she nurtures and loves us every single day. How grateful we are for that. Just allow yourself in this time of stillness and reflection to bring love into your heart. Bring gratefulness into your heart for the ways you've been nurtured. And as we move now into a time of silence, I invite you to continue to hold this person or bring others into your heart space, honoring and celebrating the gift of divine love and nurturing in the silence. So we take a deep breath now. And let us continue to bask in our appreciation for the ways we've been loved and nurtured on our life journey. And from that awareness and acknowledgement, we declare a silent intention to share love and nurturing in our world. We are the presence of divine love in this world. And we are grateful for the people who have been that presence in our life. I invite you to take a deep breath now. And for the divine love that we are and its magnificent expression in our world, we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen.
I'm moved through my day, feeling lighthearted and carefree, knowing all is well. I'm moved through my day, feeling lighthearted and carefree, knowing all is well. All is well. I'm moved through my feeling lighthearted and carefree, knowing all is well. I move through my day, feeling lighthearted and carefree, knowing all is well. All is well. I'm going to start my video again. Okay. It must have been cold there in my shadow, never to have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory. You were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. I might have appeared to go unnoticed, I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. You ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. You ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. That was beautiful. Perfect song for today. Well, I want you to know that this little funny is a repeat, that it is one of my favorite Mother's Day jokes. So I wanted to share it with you again today. John invited his mother over for dinner, and during the course of the meal, his mother couldn't help but notice how John and his roommate Julie looked at each other. She had long been suspicious of a relationship between the two, and this only made her more curious. By the end of the evening, she was convinced there was more between them than met the eye. So, reading his mom's thoughts, John volunteered, "Mom, I know what you must be thinking, but I assure you, Julie and I are just roommates." So about a week later, Julie went to John saying, "Ever since your mother came to dinner, I've been unable to find the silver gravy ladle. You don't suppose she took it, do you?" John said, "Well, I doubt it, but I'll email her just to be sure." So he sat down and wrote, "Dear Mom, I'm not saying that you did take the gravy ladle from my house. I'm not saying that you did not take the gravy ladle, but the fact remains that one has been missing since you were here for dinner. Love, John." The next day, John received a response from his mother that read, "Dear son, I'm not saying that you are romantically involved with Julie, and I'm not saying that you are not romantically involved with Julie, but the fact remains that if she were sleeping where she was supposed to be sleeping, she would have found the gravy ladle by now. Love, Mom." Haha. Mothers can sometimes have a way of figuring things out, right? Well, happy Mother's Day. Once again, today we celebrate those people who have loved and nurtured us on our life journey. And typically, we celebrate those that have been a birth mom, a stepmom, a second mom, someone who's been like a mom to you, or it could be your male mother figure. And if we were in our sanctuary right now, I would ask all of you dear ones to stand up so we could honor you. So just know that we are doing that virtually, sending you so much love and appreciation. Thank you so much for all that you bring to our world. We are truly grateful. Yes, today we're celebrating those people who have uplifted and inspired us through the sharing of their love and nurturing. And again, that may or may not be our birth mothers. So my question today for you is, who has been a presence of love with and for you, who has nurtured your spirit, that has supported you in feeling free to be all that you are, so that you could step into a greater knowing and expression of your true nature? Who has been that wind beneath your wings? And that how it also expands beyond being a mom or even female, because there are men I know, several men I know, who are freely and joyfully embracing their divine feminine qualities of nurturing, of understanding, caring, living from their intuition, loving unconditionally and sharing that with the world. It's a beautiful thing. It's a special day of honoring them as well and sending them love and appreciation from our hearts, because we are all capable of sharing these qualities with others and with ourselves. And as we reflect on the ways we've been given love and nurturing, it's interesting to notice how these qualities are expressed so differently in people. We all express it in different ways, but they all boil down to one thing: love. The presence of love and nurturing can look a lot of different ways. And I think we get to acknowledge that in order to truly appreciate how it's blessed us. And it brought to mind to me a man in my life that was a presence of love. And that was my very quiet and subdued maternal grandfather, my papa. Bless his heart, he was surrounded by women everywhere, a wife, 2 daughters, and 2 granddaughters. And bless him, at a family gathering, he hardly ever got a word in edgewise. And during holidays, he never said much, but he was always there. He always gave fully with his presence. And I don't care what we were doing as kids, whether it was a dance recital, a piano recital, a school play, graduation, my papa was always there. My mom worked full-time raising us, and he and my grandmother would often come over during the week, and my grandmother would cook for us, and they would just stay with us during the week after school. And his favorite spot would often be just quietly sitting on the front stoop where he smoked his Lucky Strike cigarette. And I would always just try my best to join him. I just wanted to be with him. We wouldn't talk much at all, but being next to him on that stoop, sharing his presence, I just felt loved. The thing is, he didn't have to say it. He wasn't a gusher. He was a presence of love in my life, and I felt it every day. And that's the power of love and the nurturing that comes from that heart of love. It doesn't have to look like constantly saying it even, or even demonstrating it in some of the typical ways that we think it might need to. Often I think it shows up as simply a steadfast presence, showing up. It's that love, it's nurturing in action. And last week, when I shared a personal story about my journey, you were you were kind. You were so kind in just letting me know that you appreciated hearing a personal story. And so I have one more personal story I want to share with you. And I just want to give you a little heads up. It's a little tender because it's about someone very special to me on this day, and that's no longer with us. So thank you for breathing with me, because it feels important to share about my second mom on this Mother's Day. And her name was Anne. And she just passed in July. So this is the first Mother's Day without her presence on the planet. And it's felt. She was the mother of my best friend, who I have known since I was 12 years old, and who became my best friend in the 9th grade. And we're still best friends to this day. I love her dearly. And so as long as I have had spend the night parties at my best friend's house is as long as I have known her mom, Anne. And Anne was always a quiet, gentle, yet strong presence. She was a presence of love behind the scenes. She was married to the same man for 57 years, and he was a big energy and presence in the world. And my experience of Anne was that she was his rock and stalwart support, as she also was for her children. I would come to her house constantly, and she always welcomed me and fed me. She always comforted if I was sad, or just cared for me, nurtured me through her kind, supportive words and actions, through her gentle, loving presence. And in 2013, her son-in-law became seriously ill and died. And my best friend had been married to him for over 25 years. And Anne and her husband, Blair's father, were right there for my best friend and their children during this time of illness and passing. Just right there. And just a few months after that, my beloved aunt died. And even though Anne's husband was also very ill with cancer, she and her husband came to the funeral home to console me. She knew how much I treasured my aunt, and she wanted to be a presence of love and support for me. She always was that. And later that same year, her husband died, and she was that same strong presence of strength for her children and all of us that loved him. In recent years, when I would come to Charlotte to visit my mom, who was in a nursing home, Anne would invite me to stay with her, and I took her up on that, and we had the most wonderful talks. She was always interested in my life and cared how I was doing. And then unfortunately, she became ill with cancer, but yet she was still there for everyone else. When my sister died, she was right there. When my mom became ill and later passed, she was right there. When I would come see her, when I would be in Charlotte working on my mom's estate, and it would feel overwhelming, even in the height of her illness, Anne would make me banana pudding, because it was one of my favorite Southern desserts. That was her way to show how much she cared. And when I would visit her, she would ask me all about my day and how I was doing, even in the midst of her just feeling awful. Anne was a presence of divine love and nurturing. And this is what she taught me: love is showing up. Divine love and nurturing is given through our presence. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture of constant praise and adoration. It's just about showing up and being love. It's so simple, yet it's so profound. Jesus said, love one another. It was his greatest commandment. And how do we do that? I think through Anne's modeling, I've learned it's simply showing up. It's showing up. It's being present. And so how do we do that in the midst of this pandemic when we're being asked not to show up, not to be actually present in person? Now more than ever, though, our world is calling for love and nurturing. So I'm just going to suggest some simple things to practice so that we can show up for each other. We can be a presence of love. Just showing up by thinking of others and letting them know it. How many times do we think of someone and we hold them in our hearts, but do we actually just pick up the phone or send them a text or an email and just say, I just want you to know, I'm thinking of you. I'm holding you in my heart and I'm sending you love. And if you've had someone do that for you, to you, it's just the heart just fills to overflowing. And to reach out and just to ask someone sincerely, how are you doing? And listening. Listening is one of the ways I think that we just show up for each other. We're a presence of love and nurturing through the ways we just stop and listen. And ask if there's anything we can do to support them. Sometimes people that can't get out are worried about, other people and how they hear how people are struggling with groceries and food. And if you have the means and you have a dear one that is worried about this and can't do something on their own, maybe you can donate in their name and let them know. But if we don't have the means to do that, just simply listening is way more than enough. And I've seen some really creative ways that people are expressing love in the midst of this time. There's a website I want to make you aware of that was created by an advertising firm to spread positivity and support loving expression, and it's called Love Notes. The website is spreadlovenotes.com. It's so fun. All you do is go to their site and post a love note to someone you love and appreciate, and it's posted there. And when a note is written, it's pinned to a map showing all the other notes being posted around the world. The whole intention is to spread love across the globe. Their tagline is, write a note and watch love spread. Possibly go there today and write a note of appreciation for who has loved and nurtured you. And I think another way that we can show up and be a presence of love is to share our creativity, share our gifts and talents. And of course, right now on Facebook, so many musicians are freely sharing their gift of music. And I want to put a little plug out for one of my favorite musicians, Mary Chapin Carpenter, who is sharing songs from home on Instagram. Is awesome. But I, once again, remember Anne and how she used to make the sweetest little gifts for people, homemade gifts from her heart. She could paint. And one time she made me a wreath with seashells on it, just because. One person I know sent a recorded song she sang to someone she loves having a birthday. That would be awesome for Mother's Day. I think you get the gist. That we can share our nurturing, loving presence regardless of whether we are actually physically with someone we love. And today, again, let's not forget Mother Earth and the constant, loving, nurturing presence she is for us each and every day, each and every moment. Let's love and nurture her through being a presence of caring and mindfulness. So happy Mother's Day, everyone. Thank you for the presence of love and nurturing you are in the world. And as you share it in your unique and beautiful way, know that it uplifts those you love. It uplifts the world. And lastly, please also don't forget to receive the love that others give to you from their nurturing, loving hearts. I think sometimes it's hard for us to receive. And if love isn't received, it thwarts the gift of it being given. And the world needs our expressed love so much right now. So let's open our worthy, deserving hearts to receive love. Let's give it in joy. So this week, today, especially if you might have any sadness or grieving or alone, I just invite you to reach out to someone who you feel has loved and nurtured your spirit in your life, someone who has shown up for you, and let them know how much that presence has meant to you. Let them know you still, if it's been many years, feel blessed by that gift. And even if they're not alive, send them a blessing. I just know that they'll get it. They're with us. And notice how it feels to appreciate that person. And let's be a conscious presence of love and nurturing during this time of no in-person contact. Get still and ask your intuition to support a greater understanding and expression of the ways that you can show up and be a presence of divine love in the world in your unique way. I think you will be blessed to be that blessing. We all will be blessed to be that blessing. So let's affirm, I am a presence of divine love and nurturing in the world. I give and receive that love and feel deeply blessed. All right. So now this is our time to give from our unlimited abundance and open hearts. And for those of you joining us via YouTube, thank you so much for going to our website and newsletter to give your gifts online. Know that your gifts are deeply appreciated. And here is some prosperity wisdom from How to Let God Help You by Mother of Unity, Myrtle Fillmore. Begin now to bring prosperity into your home. Discard the words that have in them the idea of poverty, and then carefully select the words that hold the idea of plenty. Begin right now to talk plenty, think plenty, and give thanks for plenty. So as we give online, let us affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love, I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful.
Who sees the love in my heart every day? And who takes my part when I can't find my way? Who's there to hold me with welcome and open arms? Only something mother can do. Transforming children into women and men, teaching forgiveness again and again. Love that's forever, love that won't end, some things only a mother can do. Only a mother like you. Some things only a mother can do. Only a mother like you. Sometimes I'm blind to the good in us all. I may have doubts or may stumble and fall. I am renewed by the love in your eyes. Some things only a mother can do. As I go forth to create a new day, I am supported in so many ways. I know you love me and I love you too. Some things only a mother can do. Only a mother like you. Some things only a mother can do. Only a mother like you.
There you are. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your Mother's Day. If you're celebrating with dear ones, I hope it's special and loving and nurturing. And we look forward to talking with you and hearing more about who has loved and nurtured you today on our Sunday Zoom community chat. See you at 4 o'clock. Blessings. Take gentle care. Have a beautiful one.